Hi guys, hi warriors. So today I want to share with you a few simple tips of how to build powerful hip flexors. And the hip flexors muscles are the ones that are being often neglected because people just prefer to work on those muscles that are visible and that make them look fit, such as the abs, glutes or calves. Having strong and flexible hip flexors is super important. It's important for our health, and it's also important in any sport that you want to play or any activity. Now, the more you sit around during the day, the more chance you have of shortening and weakening your hip flexor muscles, because if you think about it, if you're in this position, you're basically constantly passively contracting your hip flexor muscles. Now, if your hip flexors get shortened and weakened, then you can create imbalances in your body, in your muscles, and it can cause you really unwanted and unnecessary pains and aches, especially in your lower back. And it can go as far as creating lordosis. Lordosis looks something like this. It's like this unnatural arch in your lower back. You know, this is like really exaggerated, but it can lead totally to this. You don't want that to happen. Now, I have experience with that myself, not with lordosis, but I was experiencing lower back pain just recently. So this is something that can happen even to people who are regularly working really hard on strengthening their backs and even the hip flexors, because if you neglect stretching, that's exactly what can happen to you. So you have to be stretching on a regular basis as well as strengthening the hip flexors. Now I'm going to show you how to stretch your hip flexors properly so that you really open up your hips and you get towards the end of the range of motion. So you can use a chair or couch for this stretch. You're gonna put the top of your foot on the couch and just make sure that your heel is as close to your butt as possible. Now you can lean into it, so push your hips forward and down, but try not to hyperextend your back. So try to really squeeze your glutes, squeeze your hamstrings, and push your hips forward so that you're stretching this entire area. You should really feel an intense stretch, and hold it for at least 1 minute, and then switch legs and do the same thing on the other side. And I suggest that you do this stretch several times a day if you can, because like I said, if you lead sedentary lifestyle, you sit around a lot, and you have to be stretching a lot to kind of, you know, balance it out. Now it's also important to be strengthening your hip flexors as well. So the exercises that I do a lot in the Z gym in my workouts are, for example, high knees. So it's explosive movement. I do it with jump rope, or you can do it also without jump rope at home. So bringing your knees up high as you can. Make sure that you're keeping your abs tight. Relax your shoulders and just basically sprint in one place. Another great exercise for strengthening your hip flexors is from the plank position. Every time you do some kind of knee tuck from the plank position, could be outside, inside, like this, across, you're strengthening your hip flexors. Also, another great exercise is mountain climbers. You can do strict mountain climbers like this, or regular mountain climbers. They both will help you to strengthen your hip flexors. And also, don't forget that in addition to strengthening your hip flexors, you have to be working on the strength of your abs and your back and your glutes. You know, it all is it comes all together. You have to be just working on the entire thing. The number one exercise for working everything, the king of all exercises, is the kettlebell swing. It's my favorite exercise of all. So I'm using 26-pound kettlebell, and the kettlebell swing looks like this. You're gonna stand with your feet about hip width apart. Your knees are tracking your toes. You're gonna push your hips back, keeping your back straight. Bend your knees slightly. Now you're gonna grab the kettlebell handle. You're gonna hike it behind you, and then use the power of your hips to push your hips forward. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abs, and bring the kettlebell up high so that your arms are parallel to the ground. And then you're gonna swing the kettlebells behind you again. So the great thing about this exercise is that you're working your arms, your shoulders, you're working your entire back, your abs, your glutes, your thighs and your hip flexors. So if you wanna work out with me on a regular basis, you can join the Z gym, and I'm doing these exercises in the Z gym a lot. So you're gonna get the benefits of the kettlebell swing, you're gonna get the benefits of all the other bodyweight exercises and the jump rope. And that's it. So now that you know how to work on your hip flexors and how to stretch them, I hope you're gonna start doing this, because it's really important. It's gonna help you to avoid any unnecessary aches and pains. That's it for today, and I will see you guys next time or in the Z gym. Ciao. Hi warriors, welcome to my new online Z gym. We're doing workouts that will get you into shape at home within 15 minutes.